Right now, as the storms are coming to an end, the damage reports are rolling in. We have crews all across the area giving you the latest on what the storm has left behind. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. Well, right now, folks are out assessing the cleanup that lies ahead in southern and central Wisconsin after severe weather ripped through the area. We have team coverage of the severe weather and have crews in Dodgeville and Prairie du Sac. But first, our meteorologists have been working around the clock, keeping us informed on all of these storms, and that includes Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. And we start with him, where he has the latest on what's happening with our weather. Alex.
Eric, in southern Wisconsin, we still have 2 more severe thunderstorm warnings to get through yet, and then this line should eventually progress off towards the east. Dane County severe thunderstorm warning at least for another 15 minutes. This is for winds up to 60 miles per hour, perhaps 1-inch diameter hail. And again, this is really for all of Dane County as we speak right now. Moving off towards the north and towards the east, we also have 1 more severe thunderstorm warning. This would be for Columbia and Dodge, the eastern portion of Columbia and Dodge counties, for observed winds of 60 miles per hour. Again, 60-mile-per-hour winds can cause quite a punch and cause significant tree damage when we've had plenty of damage reported across all of southern Wisconsin. Good news is this is very likely the last of the line of thunderstorms stretching from the Dells down to Madison to Monroe. We're going to keep an eye on these storms to make sure that 1 or 2 or more of these storms don't go severe. That's still a possibility as these storms move off towards Jefferson and over towards Rock and Walworth counties, as this atmosphere is still primed for severe weather. So we're going to keep an eye on that. We still have the tornado watch until 12 o'clock for much of southern Wisconsin, Madison, and points off towards the east, although that tornado watch has since dropped over southwestern Wisconsin, where these storms have cleared out. So we're keeping a close tab on this last line of thunderstorms moving through southern Wisconsin, and what a night it has been. I should say what a day it has been. We had severe weather that started near Stoughton and Dane County right just shortly after the noon show, and then this evening has been wall-to-wall with numerous wind damage, hail reports, and also wind gusts of 60, 70, perhaps even upwards of 80 miles per hour. No confirmation of tornadoes across southern Wisconsin, but coming up in Maine weather, we're going to take a look at some amazing photos and videos that have been sent to southern Wisconsin that may substantiate that there could have been a couple of brief spin-ups across southern Wisconsin during today's severe weather outbreak.
Alex, thank you. And our reporter teams have also been trying to track down those storm reports and any damage. Jalen Banks now in Dodgeville, where he is seeing what happened after a few severe storms passed. Jalen, what are you seeing at this hour?
Eric, I've been in Dodgeville for majority of the day, and I can say that I've seen multiple trees and power lines tore down earlier today. Just sitting and sheltering in while most of the storms had went by, I saw just how strong the winds and the rains were. Again, multiple trees and power lines being torn down. That same cell that had hit Dodgeville traveled all the way 20 minutes north to Spring Green, where we had caught up with different residents who had trees fall down next to their homes, power lines fall down next to their homes. And speaking to one of the residents in Spring Green, they shared just how important it is to shelter when these incidents are taking place.
If they say it's serious, it's serious. Don't be stupid. Don't think you're a hero. Just when they say they're serious,
Get inside.
Get inside, take your babies, everything, just get downstairs. It's
not worth it.
It's not worth it.
And between Dodgeville and Spring Green, again, I've just seen countless large trees that have fallen down, countless power lines that have fallen down. Right behind me, there is a crew working on chopping up a tree and putting up a power line. We'll have more on that later in the show. But for now, reporting live in Dodgeville, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
All right, Jalen, thank you. And from Iowa County, we go up to Sauk County as our Armand Rahman is at Lake Wisconsin Golf Course in Prairie du Sac. The wind gusts at times certainly putting trees to the test tonight. Armand has more on potential tree damage there in Sauk County. Armand.
Yeah, Eric, trees were definitely put to the test. The golf operations manager for Lake Wisconsin Golf and Country Club told us 20 trees that he counted were down on his property. I'm going to step by here just so you can see one of those trees here that we have here reported down in Sauk at the Lake Wisconsin Golf and Country Club. And I can tell you that I can see in the distance, so it's hard to see at night, the silhouette of many of the other trees that are down here. We were driving up here immediately after we got that report of damage, and we also saw several other trees and branches and other debris strewn about the road here. So definitely still a very active scene here for driving, obviously, as we progress out of that severe storm time frame. And I have seen county vehicles going back and forth there, surveying and removing that initial brush off the road, undoubtedly, before they start attacking some of these trees, maybe as the light comes in here. So for now, I'll send it back to you in the studio, Eric.
Now, the trees certainly getting the brunt of it tonight. Armand, thank you. A scary scene along Maple Grove Drive. This is on Madison's west side tonight, not far from County Highway PD. We thank Gina Philippi for this shot here. Her viewer video shows the power line leaning on a tree and on fire. And at the end of the video, you're going to see the power line pop into a bit of an explosion. A recipe often for outages, with winds taking out branches and then getting tangled up in power lines, causing those outages, which we saw in relatively large numbers. Right now, there are reports of thousands of people without power across Iowa and Wisconsin. We take a live look right now at Mineral Point Road on Madison's west side. There were at least 24,000 without power stretching from Iowa into Wisconsin at one point, according to Alliant Energy Service areas. In the Spring Green, Mazomanie area, there are about 1,600 customers without power. In Dodgeville, about 700 without power. And as for the MG&E power map, their outage map right now is not working. But at one point, we saw there were about 3,400 customers without power near the Beltline at Gammon Road on Madison's west side. We have received a lot of viewer videos and photos. Check out the hail. Stacy in Cobb said golf ball size hail fell just before 7 o'clock. Same with John Webster. He wasn't far away, also in Cobb. And we saw clumps of that hail. And in Fitchburg, we saw some rotation. Right there you see it over the city of Fitchburg earlier this evening. And staying in Fitchburg, we mentioned tree damage throughout the evening. That's Lowell Johnson in Fitchburg sending us a photo of a tree down in his yard. If you'd like to share some photos of storm damage in your area, just scan the QR code right there on your screen. Otherwise, you can always email us those photos at tips@channel3000.com. That same storm system that we saw also ripped through Iowa much earlier today. The drone video here, this is Greenfield, Iowa, in the southwestern part of the state. The video showing the destructive path of what is believed to be a tornado. Residents now cleaning up. Storm chasers also spotted a tornado that traveled into Prescott, Iowa. This was about 3 in the afternoon. Officials say at least one person has died in Adams County. Emergency officials in Montgomery County, Iowa, say no injuries were immediately reported, but the storms did cause a lot of damage, and crews will be out doing assessments to determine the extent of that impact.
Before I went down the basement, I went all around my house and I prayed. Prayed for God to keep us safe and to keep the house safe and my animals safe. And I went downstairs and was in the furnace room, and then I heard like a train, and then insulation came from the basement, one of the basement windows, and came in, and I heard it and I knew it was hitting.
The tornadoes can be terrifying. More strong video coming out of Prescott. Officials say the storms caused this wind turbine to break in half, start on fire there. Authorities say at least 3 of those wind turbines were down due to strong winds and tornadoes. And the heavy rainfall from these storms caused widespread flooding. This is in Nebraska, in Linwood, which is in the eastern part of Nebraska. Flooding is causing some roads to be simply washed away or remain completely underwater. As these storms make it through the area, there are a couple safety reminders to consider if a tornado threatens your home. If you have a basement, head to the center of it. That'll be the safest place to be. If you don't have a basement, get to an interior room on the lowest floor of the building. Make sure the place is sturdy and cover your head. Of course, stay up to date on the weather with our First Warn Forecast Weather app, hourly forecast road conditions, and the very latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. You just search WISC Weather. More to come tonight on News 3 Now at 10. Up next, we head back to our reporters in Dodgeville and Prairie du Sac to get the latest on any storm damage in those areas. That's next at 10.
Get an 11% rebate on everything now at Menards. Get the comfort and support you'd expect from a new mattress with Serta. Find the perfect mattress that fits your size and firmness needs. Get this Serta Gel Memory Foam mattress starting at $219.79 after rebate. Check out our great selection of Lions tubs and showers. They will match your style and budget while refreshing your bathroom. This linear shower is $599.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards. It's Ford SUV season. Time to get out there and take on adventure in a whole new way. Start with great offers on Ford Escape, Explorer, Mustang Mach-E, and Expedition. And experience Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving. Available on select vehicles. It's Ford SUV season. Let's get going. Choose FlexBuy on a new Ford Escape or Explorer and get 1.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $1,000 FlexBuy cash. Only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Imagine trying to take on one of the big car companies. It's not easy. Yet this year, one local law firm finalized the largest compensatory verdict in state history against an automaker, over $38 million. And it was no fluke. That same firm has been holding big car companies accountable for faulty designs that cause injury for over 50 years. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Celebrate Memorial Day at Brothers Maine, where unbeatable appliance deals come with expert advice. Enjoy special prices and free delivery on top brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Why choose between that new deck you've been wanting and that vacation you've been dreaming about? Get both. A deck that outlasts wood 3 to 1 and up to a 7-day vacation on one of the top cruise lines or at one of our hundreds of resorts with no blackout date restrictions. Call now or visit the website for your new deck today.
Blackberry Smoke. Live in concert. Be Right Here tour. Saturday, July 6th at Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster. Don't miss Blackberry Smoke live.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show.
Look at twins.
Wanda Sykes gets mistaken for Lenny Kravitz.
It happened twice. They both were in New Orleans. Probably drank everything on Bourbon Street.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Moving forward.
Welcome back. We continue to bring you the latest on storm damage across south central Wisconsin. Team coverage in different counties tonight. We start with Jalen Banks, who's in Dodgeville. Jalen, what's the latest on what you're seeing?
Eric, currently I am on Walnut Street in Dodgeville. It's in the middle of a neighborhood. Earlier today, this tree, a very large tree branch off of this tree fell horizontally across Walnut Street. It's been barricaded and blocked off for several hours now. They just recently moved the barricades off to the side so that 2 very large front loaders could try to come in and remove the tree. Throughout the time that I've been here over the last hour or so, I've heard chainsaws of them trying to cut up the very large tree branch that has had this road blocked off, this street blocked off for several hours now. Crews remain to try to get power lines up. Light has been very minimal because the street lights have been down, because power lines have been torn down because of this tree branch in particular. Again, crews continue to work here. Several front loaders, several cranes of crews trying to put power lines back up so that the homes and the street lights can get turned back on. That's currently what's going on here. I'm going to send it back to you in studio. For now, reporting in Dodgeville, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
All right, Jalen, thank you. Now in Prairie du Sac, Armand Rahman is at Lake Wisconsin Golf Course where there were reports of trees down. He showed it to us a few minutes ago. Armand, what's the latest?
Eric, like I said, we could see more of those trees down. This was just a little bit down the way from me. This tree looked like it split by lightning here, and that's how part of it came down. And again, I can see other trees here on the green of the golf course down, and will definitely require some heavy cleanup later on. It also seems like power was down for most of the town as we were driving in here as well. So again, lots of recovery will be needed after these volatile rounds of storms here in Columbia County. I am also seeing reports of many other trees down, damaging people's homes on the Facebook groups here for the city and for the Sauk Prairie area. So again, we'll be monitoring that cleanup here as it happens tonight and tomorrow. For now, live in Columbia County, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
All right, we appreciate you hustling up there to check out that damage. Armand, thank you. A lot of cleanup ahead. In other news, around the state today, the new Amtrak Borealis train route is finally here. The state-sponsored rail line stretches from St. Paul down to Chicago, 8 stops in between La Crosse, Toma, the Dells, Portage, Columbus, Milwaukee, also Mitchell Airport and Sturtevant. And Governor Tony Evers says this line is long overdue.
The Borealis train is now one more way for us to get out and see all the amazing communities across the state of Wisconsin. In just one trip, you can experience a classic Midwest city like La Crosse, the Dells, a tremendous rural community like Columbus, and the big city of Milwaukee. How about that?
Well, Governor Evers says they're looking to add rail services in other parts of the state, including Green Bay, Eau Claire, and the Madison area in the future. Cicadas have made their way into Wisconsin. The DNR confirming the insects have been found hatching in Lake Geneva. There are 7 different species, 4 of which have 13-year life cycles, 3 that have 17-year cycles. The DNR says this species is the 17-year brood. The insects are expected to keep emerging in southern Wisconsin into June and will not appear again in the state until 2041. A local arts festival is celebrating the creativity of women. The Loon Art Festival is back in Madison for a 7th season from May 29 through June 2nd. The festival's mission is to support, inspire, promote, and celebrate women. It showcases over 40 musicians, over 20 women artists, over 10 composers from around the world, and this year's theme is Rebirth, which is personal for the founder of the festival, as she has a 1.5-year-old.
You know, a lot of older artists actually decided not to take the family route because they didn't want to sacrifice their careers. I also know artists that became mothers, but that kept that private, so they don't lose their identity as an artist. So I think it's really important that we talk about this, talk about the beautiful side of motherhood, the very challenging side of motherhood, and how we can balance our private lives and our professional lives as artists and as people that are, you know, just on the stages.
Well, some of the events are free for the festival. To learn more, head to loonartfestival.org. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is back. A very, very busy night in his department. Alex, we appreciate your work. We also appreciate our viewers' patience tonight. Obviously, some very dangerous weather out there at times tonight.
Indeed, Eric, this all verified. Moderate risk, enhanced risk of severe weather. We don't get moderate risks very often in Wisconsin. They only get issued a couple times per year nationwide, and this has definitely verified across southern Wisconsin with numerous severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings this evening and damage reports as we have been reporting. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning that has been extended now until 11 p.m. This is radar indicated for winds to 60 miles per hour. The hail threat again continues to diminish. The wind threat remains across southern Wisconsin this evening. This is for Dane, Dodge, and Jefferson as that storm rolls off towards the east at a very fast pace now. This line is congealing, consolidating, and that means it's also going to accelerate in speed. So that puts that storm Sun Prairie at 10:15, McFarland at 10:18, Waterloo as it moves off towards the east at 10:30, Lake Ripley at 10:37, and Lake Mills by 10:41 p.m. Again, storms also to the north that were severe warned. This is good news up towards Dodge County that severe thunderstorm warning has been allowed to expire, although that storm is still sub-severe, so areas towards Waupun, Beaver Dam, 10:23 p.m., and Oak Center at 10:24 p.m. still could be looking at gusty winds, probably 40-50 miles per hour. The threat for hail, again, diminishing across southern Wisconsin. Just also got a new severe thunderstorm warning here that's been issued as this storm moves off towards the south and towards the east. This is for Greene and Rock County. Again, radar indicated 60-mile-per-hour winds. Now, 60-mile-per-hour winds are severe criteria, but the good news is this is down from the 70-80-mile-per-hour winds that we were seeing widespread across southern Wisconsin. But nonetheless, as that storm also moves off towards the east and towards the northeast at a very fast pace at about 55 miles per hour. We'll track this as well, moving off towards over towards the Janesville area. That will bring that storm into Janesville around 10:45 this evening, 10:30 in Edgerton, and in just a few minutes in Evansville. Again, this is, as we've been mentioning, you want to be indoors and away from windows, interior part of your building, even for severe thunderstorm warnings, as severe thunderstorms can and occasionally do produce tornadoes with little to no warning. Good news is this is that last line of thunderstorms that's moving through southern Wisconsin. We were been mentioning this evening that as we head towards the 10 o'clock newscast that this line would be moving towards Madison and then off towards the east. Tornado watches until midnight from Madison and points to the east. Areas to the west of Madison that has been trimmed as the severe weather threat is ending from west to east across southern Wisconsin, which is all good news. Not shocked to see the numerous amounts of storm reports when you have an enhanced risk or a moderate risk risk of severe weather. Families, an outbreak of severe weather, if you will, with wind damage widespread across much of Wisconsin. Also, don't want to let light of the large hail that we had reported this evening over golf ball-sized hail to egg-sized hail down by Dickeyville near Platteville earlier this evening. That was one of the supercell thunderstorms that formed that we caught on our Queen Bee radio sky cam and track that storm before the next lines of storms move through southern Wisconsin. I want to show this video here. This is from Fitchburg. The leading edge of these damaging winds can have brief spin-ups. You see the circulation here. What an incredible video as you have damaging winds, the trees moving in a straight direction, but in these leading lines of thunderstorms can have brief spin-ups with little to no warning. Thank goodness there was no spin-up that we were aware of in Fitchburg, but thank you very much, Bella, for being brave and sending us that photo. Here in Madison, I'm not sure the exact location, but just look at the wind blowing underneath the street lamp there and all the trees and limbs down on the cars. What an impressive photo here where we had winds. Jacob and I were using our wind tracker tool of upwards of 60, 70, may have had 80-mile-per-hour winds in some portions of southern Wisconsin with that leading edge of thunderstorms. And then in Gratiot here, and another impressive video sent to us by Tim with the rain in the car actually moving a little bit with winds clocking easily 60, 70 miles per hour when the storm moved through Gratiot earlier, or actually during the middle portion of the evening. All right. Got to get to the good news here. As we move out towards 1 o'clock, the last of the thunderstorms move out towards Lake Michigan. The WISC viewing area should be cleared by the time we get into the wee hours of your Wednesday morning. We start off your Wednesday morning with some clouds, breezy conditions, temperatures in the 50s. Good news here, no storms on your Wednesday expected, no widespread severe weather. Temperatures in the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees with the sun coming back out. So silver lining here after a very busy day. It wants to throw another isolated storm or two over southwest Wisconsin, but we're not expecting widespread severe weather or widespread storms on Wednesday. Threats tonight diminishing to strong winds. We're going to keep a close eye on that over the next hour or two, but the good news is conditions improving. The next chance of storms on Friday, and then as we head towards Memorial Day, some on and off shower chances, but not expecting all-day washouts.
And coming up in sports, Cole Caulfield was up to his old tricks again. How the former Badger led the way for Team USA is next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
You've got this. Your big moment on their big day. The dress? Another one you'll never wear. Gift? Practical. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay on direct deposits. So when you get invited to your third destination wedding in as many months, we'll be there with you.
When we first met Todd, we thought Jen was kidding.
You've got this with Associated Bank.
With Sweeto Metal Roofing, you get quality metal roofs installed by the best in the business. A metal roof means no fading, no storm repairs, true sustainability, and lower energy bills.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
This is me, and this was my stubborn body fat. My name's Adrian, and Sono Bello changed my life.
Sono Bello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
After having 2 kids, my body, it changed a lot. I tried everything to lose the fat, but nothing seemed to work.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, back, chin, and more.
I've seen such dramatic results. My tummy is gone, my double chin is gone, and my hourglass shape is back. This was the mommy makeover that I deserved.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-357-3263 or go to sonobello.com.
OTAs are underway in Titletown as Green Bay inches closer and closer to kicking off their season in Brazil. And the big news from 1265 Lombardi Avenue, the attendance this offseason. The Packers had nearly everyone there at the optional training session, including Jordan Love, who's currently waiting for a contract extension. And having QB1 participating is a game changer for Matt LaFleur.
When your quarterback's there, just naturally has a way of attracting everybody to come. And we're still a very young football team as well. But to have him here is... You can't put a value on that.
Just showing up, and the other guys will follow too. But I mean, it's a testament to everybody wanting to be here, wanting to get that work in. Obviously, you know, new defense going in, so those guys are eager to get out here, get those reps in, and learn what they're doing.
Best thing you'll see today is brought to you by Wisconsin football. During a position meeting, the Badger wideouts surprised Hawken Anderson with a scholarship. The former Verona Wildcat shined during spring practice this year. Now, the best part of the video is his teammates reacting to the news. Well, Brewers looking to even their series with the Marlins, and it's safe to say Christian Yelich likes playing his former team. Crew down 5-4 in the 8th, and Yelich ropes one to the wall in right. That plates 2, and the Brewers retake the lead. They'd add another in the inning. They'd go on to win 7-5 is the final. On the ice, Cole Caulfield had himself a day at the Men's World Championships. The former Badger lit the lamp not once, but twice and tallied 2 assists. Finished with 4 points, helping Team USA beat Latvia 6-3 in their final game of group play. Quarterfinals are up next for the U.S. Speaking of former Badgers, after 2 years with Nashville, Ryan McDonough is heading back to Tampa Bay. The 2-time Stanley Cup champion was traded back to the franchise where he won those 2 cups and spent 5 seasons with. The 34-year-old defenseman is coming off a season where he scored 3 goals and tallied 29 assists in 74 games. And Chris Bono has added an absolute hammer to his roster for next season. Mo Endine is committed to Wisconsin after 2 seasons wrestling at Wartburg, where he dominated the competition. Endine won back-to-back Division III national championships at 197, where he went 55-1 with the Knights. We're back after this.
Driving comes with risk. You may be a safe driver, but there's the risk that others are not. What's not a risk? Calling Gruber Law Offices. The call is free, and there's never a fee until we win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Ruggability. We straight made that word up. How else to describe the otherwise indescribable, rugged, capable, incredible versatility and affordability of a Honda SUV? Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com calls Honda the best value brand. Car and Driver calls Honda the winningest brand in 10 best history. But we like ruggability, and you'll like the incredifantabulous deals, so see your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
Welcome to Badgerscape Design and Landscape. We offer a full range of landscaping services, from design to maintenance. Our professional team is dedicated to meeting all your landscaping needs. Call us at 608-295-1446 or visit badgerscapedesign&landscape.com.
Let's go!
Yeah. Seatbelts?
Nah, don't worry about it.
All right.
Those dudes are going nowhere fast.
Donald Driver!
Buckle up, fellas. If you don't, it can cost you money or worse.
Got that superhero. I told you.
You were right. Click it or tick it. Together, we can save lives.
Tina, the Tina Turner Musical. See her triumphant story and prepare to be ecstatically blown away. Direct from Broadway. Playing June 11th through 16th at Overture Center. Tickets at overture.org.
Feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
From time to time, everyone can use a little help, especially after a serious accident. We'll take care of everything so you don't have to. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
News 3 Now investigates toxic water denials. Wednesday at 10.
Alex is really ready to go to bed. We're going to make him talk one more time about the weather.
No, we stay here till the storms are through and through. We still have 3 more severe thunderstorm warnings. We have one for Dane County, Dodge, and Jefferson until 11 o'clock. 60-mile-per-hour winds. The good news is the hail threat continues to decrease. That storm's going to will move then into Jefferson County. So Dane, Dodge, Jefferson, and Rock until 11:15 p.m. And again, good news overall. The winds are a little bit on the lesser of severe side at 60 miles per hour. We were clocking winds at 70, 80 miles per hour in some parts of the area tonight. The good news also, this is the last part of this line of thunderstorms. As we get into the wee hours of the morning, conditions should improve.
Well, great job from you and your team tonight, folks. Thanks for your patience today. And he will keep you posted. Should he need to cut in, he'll be there. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.